Bonjour mes amis. Aujourd'hui, nous commençons le chapitre 1. Today we're starting chapter 1, les introductions and tu versus vous. Okay? Okay, let's start off. You have to repeat after me, okay? Don't be afraid of looking silly. Bonjour. Bonjour. Salut. Salut. What is your name? Okay, let's say this again. Bonjour. Salut. Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? C'est informel. Comment vous appelez-vous? Comment vous appelez-vous? C'est formel. We'll talk about the difference between informal and formal. My name is. Je m'appelle. Répétez. Je m'appelle. So I would say, je m'appelle Madame Kujek. Et toi? Informel. Et vous? Formel. You'll notice that there are some letters we're not pronouncing at the end of French words. We're going to talk about pronunciation soon, but just for now, we're listening and we're repeating. Nice to meet you. Enchanté. Enchanté. Okay? Comment vas-tu? Comment vas-tu? Informel. Comment allez-vous? Comment allez-vous? Formel. I'm well, thanks. And you? Je vais bien, merci. Répétez. Je vais bien, merci. Et toi? Informel. Et vous? Formel. How's it going? Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Or you could just say, ça va? Ça va? Réponse. Ça va bien. That means it's going well. Ça va pas mal. It's not bad. Ça va comme ci, comme ça. It's going so-so. Ça peut aller. Ça peut aller. Could be better. OK. Et au revoir. À bientôt. À demain. À plus tard. À plus. Ciao. All these ways to say goodbye. So, au revoir until we meet again. See ya. À bientôt. See you soon. À demain. See you tomorrow. À plus tard. See you later, or just à plus. Ciao. You thought that was just Italian. We also use it in French. Okay, petite conversation. You have all the tools to have your first French conversation. You're going to practice the conversations in the book also on pages 2 to 3. Okay? Répétez. Bonjour. Comment tu t'appelles? Je m'appelle. Et toi? Je m'appelle. Insert your name. Enchanté. Comment ça va? Ça va bien. Ça va pas mal. Ça va comme ci, comme ça. Ça peut aller. Au revoir. Ciao. À bientôt. À plus. Okay? Complétez la conversation. So now it's our first practice exercise. So pause the PowerPoint and finish this conversation using the phrases, the words and phrases that we just learned. So look in your book and write these down. Remember, writing it down cements it in your brain. Okay? And then we will continue in a second. Okay, you ready? Bonjour. Comment tu t'appelles? Je m'appelle Paul. Et toi? Je m'appelle Karen. Enchantée. Comment ça va? Or just ça va? Or comment vas-tu? These are all acceptable. Ça va comme ci, comme ça. Et toi? Je vais très bien, merci. Au revoir. And any of these options for saying goodbye. See you later. See you soon. Go. Another practice exercise, okay? You might want to pause the PowerPoint, indicate if the following conversations are logical or not. Okay, pause the PowerPoint, we'll come back. Okay, number one, how about this? Salut Nina, comme ci comme ça. Non, pas logique. Numéro 2. Comment tu t'appelles? Très bien, merci. Non, pas logique. Bonjour Céline. Salut Paul, ça va? Oui, logique. Comment allez-vous? Merci. Non, pas logique. À bientôt. À demain. Oui, logique. Comment t'appelles-tu? Je m'appelle Delphine. Oui, logique. Comment ça va? Ça peut aller. Oui, logique. Excusez-moi, madame, vous êtes Catherine Deneuve? Je vais bien, merci. Pas logique. This wasn't in the PowerPoint, but this is in your textbook. Vous êtes. Are you Catherine Deneuve, the famous French actress? Qui êtes-vous? Je m'appelle Jean-Luc Picon. Logique. Qui êtes-vous? It's who are you? Qui êtes-vous? If more polite would be to say comment vous appelez-vous? What is your name? Je m'appelle Bruno. Enchanté. Logique. D'accord? So study these phrases, study the spelling, and there are some flashcards online to help you with these. Okay, and I also posted online under useful links this little video talking about la bise versus la poignée de main. There's a little reading that you're going to do this week about greetings in French and Francophone cultures, comparing the la bise is the kiss, the traditional kiss, where you kiss people on the cheeks, versus la poignée de main is a handshake. It's a very cute video about this guy who's a New Zealander who moves. He's living in Paris and he's learning about what point do I actually kiss people instead of shaking hands. It's a cultural thing. So this is on pages 12 to 13. So la bise, as you can imagine, is done among friends or people you are friendly to. Even if it's a friend of a friend, you might still greet them with la bise, which is just a kiss. It's not necessarily a kiss on the cheek. You can just, you touch cheeks and you kiss the air. And it could be, depending on where you are, you do this twice or 3 times or 4 times or 5 times. What you generally do not do in France is what John Kerry learned when he tried to greet François Hollande after a terror attack. He came up and gave him a nice big hug, and you can see François Hollande, who's the president of France at the time, he's looking looking very awkward there. So yeah, so in this case, a handshake or a bise would have been a better choice. Okay, les pronoms. So we already talked about certain phrases being formal and certain phrases being informal. What determines level of formality? There are two ways to say you in French. One is tu, and this is the informal. It's always singular. The other is vous. It's always formal. Well, if it's singular, it's formal. But if there's more than one person that you're talking to, you would always use vous. So even if it's a group of friends, you use vous. Okay? So which situation, what would these people say? Tu or vous? Here? Tu. Yeah? How about here? She would say vous. It's a group of classmates, but it's plural, right? How about these guys, these students talking to the guy at the register? They would address him as vous. Yes. So it's considered impolite to address someone as tu, unless they are a friend. It would almost seem like it would be a compliment. Oh, I'm being friendly with you. But no, if it's somebody that you don't know that you're saying tu, you're actually talking down to them. It can be perceived that way. So always, to be safe, address people as vous. And then at a certain point in your relationship, when you become more comfortable, you sort of ask the question, can we use tu with each other? And then that sort of signals that your friendship has become friendlier, more intimate. So another student in class, though, you could probably just right off the bat address them as tu. How about la reine Elisabeth? Vous. Yes. How about to a child? Would you say tu or vous? You would say tu to a child, even if it's a child you don't know. How about here? Tu or vous? You would say vous. Why? Pourquoi? Pluriel. It's more than one child here, so you address them as vous. How about le professeur? Vous. Yes, especially in France, the relationship between the professor and the students is more formal. Always address your professor as vous, out of respect. Le petit chien? Tu. Yes, you would call your chien by chien is dog. You address your pets as tu. How about these guys? Vous. Why? Vous. Because there's more than one dog. You talk to your dogs, right? I talk to my dog. A lady at a reception desk in a hotel? Vous. Yes, that's the polite way to address her. Maman? Tu. Grand-père? Tu. Even though he's older and wiser, it's just because it's a family relationship. You would say tu to your grand-père. How about your neighbor? That depends. So if these guys were just meeting for the first time, they would probably be safe, address each other using vous. And then after a certain amount of time, maybe after a couple of weeks, they would switch over to tu to signal that they're on friendlier terms. How about if you're talking to the President of France and the Chancellor of Germany? Wait, vous, because it's plural, and also because you would want to show respect to them, yes. Okay, your homework. Watch the next PowerPoint presentation. Do your discussion entries. Remember, you have 2 different due dates, one for your initial response and one to respond to your classmates. So make sure you check for the due dates on that. And then your assignments will be to check the due dates for that on Canvas as well. And also do the flashcards on Quizlet for these introductory expressions that we learned today. Okay? Félicitations! Congratulations! You completed your first PowerPoint. Continuez! À bientôt! Au revoir!